Seeing none, vote please. Thank you, sir.
Voting on a motion to adopt an ordinance allowing the operation of an all-terrain vehicle, micro-utility truck, low-speed vehicle, golf cart, or worksite utility vehicle on some city streets. Long?
Yes.
Stevens?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Kip?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
McMahon?
Yes.
Gurley?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Very good. Good luck. Congratulations. And look forward to all that social media. On to item number 5, which is an ordinance to adopt the updated standard traffic ordinance as amended.
Chris Brake, City Clerk?
Oh.
Yes. After passing the previous item, because the exemption or the prohibition of these vehicles was in the STO that we adopted in August. This is an additional exemption to that STO, so we need to re-adopt the STO with this amendment included in it.
With this amendment. Very good. Any other staff clarification, questions, comments? Seeing none, any citizens' questions, concerns concerning the standard traffic ordinance amendment? Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to adopt the standard traffic ordinance, 50th edition.
Second.
Very good. Moved by Mr. Stevens and seconded by Mr. Reeves. Questions, concerns, comments, and I forgot where we started. Ma'am? Sir?
No.
Seeing no other questions, concerns, comments, vote please.
McMahon?
Yes.
Kip?
Yes.
Reeves?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
Gurley?
Yes.
Stevens?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. On to item number 6, our final item, the ordinance to adopt changes to Chapter 7, Fire, Article 1, Fire Department of the Code of Ordinances. Chief?
Mayor and Council, Tim Richards, Fire Chief. Really, this is a revision, as you see, mainly in 3 points. Revises the ordinance to update some outdated portions of the ordinance, delete parts of the ordinance that are covered in other city documents, as the employee handbook or some of the other city-based documents we have, and combine the EMS ordinance into the fire department. And also, I would add that mid to late next year, I'll be coming before the council to do a full comprehensive review of Chapter 7 of the ordinance. I stand for any questions.
Very good, thank you. Other staff? Citizens, questions or concerns? Seeing none, I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to adopt an ordinance to amend Chapter 7, Fire, Article 1, Fire Department of the Code of Ordinances.
Second.
So moved by Mr. Stevens and seconded by Mrs. Gurley. Questions, concerns, comments, and we'll start down here with Mr. Reeves.
None here.
Nothing here.
Wow, all right, very good. Seeing no other questions, concerns, or comments, vote please.
Reeves?
Yes.
Stevens?
Yes.
Kip?
Yes.
Gurley?
Yes.
Wood?
Yes.
McMahon?
Yes.
Long?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Very good. Thank you. We did that first. Oh. Very good. I have one more item, a resolution authorizing the code official to abate the conditions causing code violations at 209 West Kump Avenue. I remember reading that.
Good evening, Council, Mr. Mayor.
Please.
Mark Lee, Community Development Director, here with Mark Stites, Code Enforcement Officer. Let's go forward.
Coming to you guys tonight to try to get a resolution, or the resolution to abate property, 209 West Comp. The property, the homeowner passed away several years ago. It's been vacant ever since. Appears the house has major water damage, caused significant damage to the structure. Fascia boards have rotted away. Water damage from the failing roof, gutting system has caused the rear of the house to completely rot and deteriorate and pull away. Several neighbors have sent videos of raccoons and cats and other things going into the house. So we're coming to you tonight to try to see if we could abate it so I could get a company to go there to board it up. You have the pictures?
I saw pictures when I was,
There's some pictures included in the packet. So
yeah, in the packet.
it is on the rear of the house. Won't be quite as obtrusive of boarding up the entire place. We're going to secure that back corner, though, to make sure more animals can't get in and somewhat secure it.
I've sent two, I'm sorry.
We need a motion.
Any other staff input? Very good. Questions, concerns, comments from the citizens? Seeing none now, I'll entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion to adopt a resolution allowing for abatement of municipal code violations at 209 West Comp Avenue.
Second.
So moved and seconded by Mr. Stevens and Mr. Reeves. Now, ma'am, you're first.
Why are you just boarding it up instead of destroying it?
The homeowner passed away several years ago, so it's in probate. I've tried to reach out to the kids of it, and nobody, So our only option right now is to board it up. It is 2 years passed on taxes, so probably next year it's probably gonna go to a tax sale anyway. So getting a lot of complaints from neighbors around there about critters and everything going in and out of it, so.
Ma'am?
Is this the same property that has the open garage?
Yes.
Does that need to be secured as well?
I think it's more of a carport with no garage door even on it.
So it looked like it had stuff stored in it. Is that just, we're just gonna have to leave it be for now? Thank you.
The current owners of the home, are they even responsive at all, or have you not been even able to even locate them?
So the owner, the property is still registered under the deceased owner. We did the research that we could and that we're necessarily responsible for, and we could find no other actual owners of the property. Mr. Stites, though, has been issuing citations and having the yard mowed. Those letters and things don't bounce back, so someone's receiving them. But from our knowledge, the only owner that we have and can locate
You
is.
have had no contact, so you don't know. And not a structural engineer at all, but it looks like, at least in that section of roof that you're showing there, it looks like it doesn't look too stable.
It has significant water damage back there to,
I mean, it's a matter of time, the structure's gonna come down on its own if we don't take it down.
And I would say this is probably a first step, maybe. We need to get it secure because of the neighbor actually did send Mark and I videos of raccoons climbing in. So we need to get it secured initially, and this is a first step in that to at least get it closed up to kind of alleviate some of those issues. We can keep trying to track an owner. We've got some other methods, I guess you could say, Facebook and whatnot, but aren't really legally bound by us. But we can track down to a certain extent who we can to get them to maybe take some action. But with it being tied up in probate, I don't think there's much that we can force upon them other than condemnation and demolition.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Anything? Sure.
I had one, too.
Please.
So if something were to happen and we were forced to take action that was an expense to the city, is that just something we shoulder, or can we somehow attach that to probate?
it would go, yeah, it would go against the property. It would end up being billed and go onto the tax roll eventually.
But if it goes to a tax auction,
They
is
would
it
be
still
rec-
part of that?
Mhm.
Okay.
Typically, I believe, most properties are sold for any special assessments or any taxes owed on it. So that's all kind of
So
lumped
that would
up into
lump in the
sale
expense,
price.
any expense we incur would be attached to that tax bill. Okay, thank you.
Any other questions, concerns? The varmints that are inside will be boarded up inside, or,
I was gonna get with Kendra from Animal Control and see if she could set out a couple traps to try to see what she can get.
do you have access to inside of the building? Not legally. Not legally, okay.
That was a concern kind of that Mark and I talked about, but we'll do what we can to capture them. But
Thank you.
Because it's not as nice as euthanasia. And we have that process.
Any other questions, concerns, comments?
The only thing I just want to make sure, this is, as Mark said, an initial step to get this taken care of. If there are any additional steps that need to be taken, or if we find this in much more disrepair than what we found it to be from looking at it from locations that we've been able to, excuse me, we'll likely need to come back and pursue that condemnation procedure. But again, this is something we've been trying to work through with the process that we have available, but this is with probate, so it does complicate it. So again, I just heard it a couple times, but I want to make everybody feel assured that we will be addressing it.
Yep, situation in progress. Seeing no other questions, concerns, comments, vote please.
Long,
Yes.
McMahon,
Yes.
Reeves,
Yes.
Stevens,
Yes.
Gurley,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Hip,
Yes.
motion passes.
Very good, thank you. Good luck. On to our reports this evening, and it looks as if we are putting the city council items first, and we'll start down here with Mr. Reeves.
Nothing tonight. Just real quickly, I was down in Wichita today for the LKM meetings, and I have a copy of the Statement of Municipal Draft Policy, which you probably can get online, but if not, I do have a copy. We can probably make copies of it. It's a kind of an interesting read of what they're fighting for us cities. Also, I know retention of employees has always been an important part, so I always enjoy looking at the luncheon menu when it talks about the service awards. And we have a few people in there today, this year. I just thought I'd mention a couple of them real quickly. We had a 30-year service awards for Angela Harris from Record Specialist from the Police Department, and Edward Bittemeyer, I believe is the way you pronounce it, EMT firefighter. And then for 25-year award, we had Linda Kasmeyer, Customer Service Receipts. So we always talk about retention of employees, and it's good to see that being, those names in there. Thank you very much.
Wanted to bring up the Compass site again. Silt fencing has been a problem. They've been doing quite a bit more movement of dirt and have failed repeatedly to fence in that silt. And I don't know what pressures we can continue to put on them. It's been a continuing problem for years, but it's causing plenty of downstream trouble. Nothing else.
Do we know what's going in that little diner that's up on the corner? Chance, anyone?
Not that I've heard.
Okay.
They're still, I think, looking at options. I know they cleared out the concrete, was it 2 weeks ago or so, but they did have a big offer suggestions at one point in time, and they're still, I know Megan has been talking with them quite a bit about different things and ideas there, so there's still an ongoing conversation.
Nothing. And on to our next reports, our city manager's report now.
through this a little bit better. I do want to update you all and the public on lift station number 2. If you recall, a couple of years ago now, lift station number 2, which is our most utilized lift station. I think 75% of the flow, is that right, of raw sewage goes through this lift station. This has been with insurance, and then because of the total loss of that station in terms of cost, it's gone through reinsurance. Reinsurance is actually based out of London. So for the past several months, we've been working to try to get some direction on that particular project. In particular, there's a cost difference, with building new or rebuilding at the existing site. We're finding it to be much cheaper to actually build adjacent to the former site. So this is just kind of, again, an ongoing conversation. We're hopeful to get some resolution to it soon, but it looks like this might continue, unfortunately, for a little bit longer. But we are working with MPR as our insurance company to help resolve this in a much quicker fashion, unfortunately, what we've been pacing towards lately. Just to put this into context, this is, give or take, about $4 million worth of a total loss, which is pretty darn significant in terms of the full nature of it. So I do want to, let everybody know that we will be working through CCLIP, bidding and advertising at the end of the year. So CCLIP is a state grant program that we've been fortunate to get funding for in the past and have this year as well. So we received a little bit over $400,000 to redo Cump between roughly Nettleton and out to 138th Street. So we are hoping to parlay that with our 2024 projects as well to try to just maximize some economies there and get some good prices for our 2024 projects. So to the mayor's point about having prioritizing and making sure that we're taking care of our street network, and this is again another. This is in addition to just our regular street program, and looking forward to getting that done. Excuse me. I also want to thank the fire department, as Chief Richards alluded. The fire department put on their first open house in several years. Chief Jennings as well, and all the firefighters, EMTs that were up there. I know my 2 kids enjoyed it all too much and probably honked the horn on too many vehicles while they were there, scaring others and myself in the process. But with that, I do want to point out that we are starting the process of hiring full-time at the fire department. So that is initially we are slated to bring on 12 employees full-time up there. We are starting with the initial 6 to get us going, and hopefully we'll get that transitioned here over the next few weeks. And then, since I'm taking a lot of time anyway, and I have a terrible cough evidently, I do just want to take a personal moment to recognize my little boy, Otto, who was the 2nd grade student of the month at DRE. So,
Yay, Otto.
Something he's very proud of, and like I said, I just wanted to take that little moment, but that is all I have. Thank you.
Wonderful, thank you. Hopefully there's a sign in the yard.
Yes.
Oh, good. I love seeing that. I think we should write one of those out. I hereby so, I'd love to have him come down. As part of the mayor's report, I would like to thank Tom for representing the city at the League of Kansas Municipalities meeting. It's very important to continue to be involved in that group. They do a lot of good lobbying efforts and looking out for cities as a whole. I know sometimes the city level of government gets overlooked by the county and state level of governments, and this is one of our advocates that helps us a lot with that. Also, I'm not going to bring that up right now. This Saturday is the last farmers market, and everyone's invited to the animal or dog parade, pet parade. So if you have something, we're not, yes, we're not, we're very diverse. So those of you that have other pets are welcome to join the, I'm sure, a lot of canines that will be walking in a Halloween parade up Oak Street and back down to the city market. So looking forward to that. There was a huge attendance to the vaccination day they had about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, in the rain. So there's a lot of interest in that. So we really appreciate what the farmers market and all of those people do to provide those services to our community. So thank you very much. Other than that, no other questions, please?
Just real quickly, I think Thursday night is the last night for Thursday on the, what, evenings on Oak?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I think that's the last one for this month,
For this year.
or this year, I should apologize.
It's also going to be an hour earlier, isn't it? So, starting at
Oh, from 4 to
and
7.
ending at 4 to 7, yeah.
So it'll be done just in time for the football game.
Okay.
I don't know if one causes the other, but it could be. Very good. Other things going on in Bonner Springs?
One more weekend at the Renaissance Festival.
Ah, the Renfest. Wonderful.
Oh, Saturday's the Lineman's Rodeo.
And the Lyman's Rodeo, so that whole end of town will be busy. Seeing nothing else?
Couple things there real quick.
I'm sorry?
I didn't speak fast
Oh,
enough.
I'll undo that.
Just so everybody knows, Wyandotte County is having their dumpster days, October 13th and 14th. Take proof of residency with you. Anything that's non-electronic, if it's electronic, there's minimal charges for it, and it's published out on the Wyandotte County website.
And also, I forgot to make mention, Pastor Grant, who has been the leader of the Von Trent Community Services for quite some time and is the congregational care minister at the Bonner Springs United Methodist Church, passed away very suddenly today. So if you could remember him and his family and all of those that he's made such an impact in our community, it appears as though his services will probably be this next Saturday at the church, but more details will be forthcoming tomorrow on the funeral home's website. I'm sorry, ma'am, go ahead.
Oh, no, you're fine. One last thing, just so everybody knows, October 17th is the last day to register to vote for the general election in November.
I would imagine all of us are probably registered to vote, but all of you might want to take an opportunity.
And always verify your registration.
Yes.
Yes,
It's not infallible.
if you have moved or where you're voting or all those things. Other than that, I stand for questions. Wonderful, seeing none. Now we're adjourned.